Now, I must seem bipolar. MTash, I thought you were quitting. I want to because of the monetization and the gacha system, but I'm addicted because the gameplay is really good. And I wanted to talk about the free-to-play experience today because in my opinion, it's better than the pay-to-win experience for multiple reasons. I actually regret spending money not because of the amount, but because it kind of ruins the game in a couple ways. Now, it's obviously cool getting a bunch of characters, but if you look at my roster, I've never spent $1 on this account. Now, I understand that I got lucky, but even if we don't look at Venti, even if we don't look at Diluc, let's say we just have this cast of characters, I feel like it's enough. It's enough to beat the Spiral Abyss, in my opinion. Maybe it's going to take longer to get into floors 10, 11, 12. But even with this cast of characters that I have a lot of options. And it is very powerful. These 4-star characters can absolutely push in. And every upgrade that I get feels meaningful. So let me get into that. When the series started, Beto was our main character. We were using Beto and we were really excited about it. We got her the prototype Amethyst, and this upgrade alone felt amazing. Getting the second refinement made it feel even stronger. And I felt like, damn, we are set, we're ready to go, we're ready to take on this game's challenges. Now, a few episodes later, we got really lucky and we ended up getting the Wolf's Gravestone. And I want you to just look at my reaction. Purple! Gold! No way! No way! No way, bro! We got the Gravestone! Now, obviously, getting a 5-star is incredible. And literally the episode after, we ended up getting Diluc. And again, we were shocked and amazed, and getting those 5 stars does feel cool, and it can be a big boost. But even if we didn't, I was still having an amazing time playing this game. I was still having an amazing time getting this upgrade. Now, I do have Venti, but his bow as well is something that you get for beating Dvalin, just from playing the story. And I was so excited for anticipating that, knowing, man, we've got an amazing upgrade coming. We've got an amazing weapon that's going to change everything. And I think that's missing when you're pay to win. And I want to explain that as well. So on my main account, we've got a max refinement stringless, a max refinement flute, gravestone. These are bought, and refining them up to max rank, it doesn't feel good. It feels like you got lucky or you spent a lot of money. But compared to something like the prototype Amethyst, where you could get the drop from weapons to craft another prototype Amethyst and refine this up, when I finally max this out, that would be such an incredible feeling. It would be like I earned it and feel really, really good. The other thing is, a lot of the progression in this game is from artifacts. And when you get a really good artifact that's got electro damage and attack and recharge, when you get a good artifact like this, that's one of the core reasons why the game feels fun. And so you can't buy this, it's something you earn. Just like the weapons and refining them up, just like finally getting a 5-star character to drop on your free-to-play account. These all feel much different when you're not spending money. Every bit of progression is probably 2 to 3 times more meaningful in my opinion. Even though I've already played the game, even though I've already done the quests, I had a drastically more fun time playing free-to-play. And maybe that's not for everyone, but every chest felt like progress. Every quest felt like progress. Every boss completed and ascension felt amazing. And I want to talk about that as well. Now, in the case of Kaching here, I fought a bunch of bosses, and we've got materials. And if we look at Venti, and we look at ascending him, we've got some slimes, and we got to get some other stuff. And that progression is always there. It's always there. You can, hunt down these materials, whether you're free to play or pay to win. But here's one of the big issues. Now, you can buy a lot of the upgrade materials for this, but even in the Stardust exchange, I know that I spent a lot. But even if you put a couple $100 into this game, you can buy a lot of materials to upgrade. And then it puts into question how legitimate these upgrades are going to feel. If you can just buy tons and tons and tons of these, no, you can't get 1,000 of them, and there's a limit each month, but it's enough to really impact the satisfaction of grinding. You don't have to go fight a bunch of rune sentinels. You don't have to go find a bunch of flowers around the map. You can just go like this, buy 35 of them, and go and get most of the upgrades. In the 1 to like, I don't know, 60 range, this is probably enough to get a handful of upgrades. And if you're looking at talent books, this is quite a bit. And you have to remember that if you go down here, you can also buy the lower tier ones. And so it ends up being quite a few. And if you are dabbling in this one and buying the even more upgraded, there's a lot of upgrades you can just buy. And I think that that ruins the game. Right now, on my other account, I have had to hunt. Now, this is my main account, so the inventory is messed up. But on my other account, I've had to go and hunt for slimes. I've had to go and hunt for these all damn day. And I can't get enough chaos cores to save my life. So when I do finally get them, and I do get that upgrade or ascension or whatever it is, it feels great. Even with experience books. Experience books are like a coveted thing on my free-to-play account. But on this account, if I really wanted to, I could buy a lot of them. And I did in the past. And that changes things. It changes things a lot. Because instead of having to wait a day to get your resin, which honestly, I hate that, but you could just buy 50 books or 100 books or whatever the hell it is. And it starts to really call into question, why am I playing this game at all? But the catch-22 of this is if you are pay to win and you have all the characters in the game and you've got Razor leveled up and you've got Shang Ling and you've got all these different constellations and you can make these amazing characters, because of the resin system, there isn't enough time, there isn't enough grinding to enjoy any of them. And even if you are paying to win and you put in thousands of dollars, you can't progress. There's a bunch of fun, cool characters and toys, and you won't be able to use them. You won't be able to use the mass majority of them. Level 1, level 1, level 1, level 1, level 1, 1, 13, 14. I can't level them up. I don't got no materials. I can't even get them to level 30. And there's no real remedy to this because of the resin system. And so, more money, more problems. More money, you got more characters. Yes, you can show them off, you can check them out, you can have this cool crack team, but it's not really possible to even use most of them and even upgrade them. Because if you want to push into the hardest content and you want to give them really good artifacts, that's going to take a ton of resin. And honestly, in the grand scheme of things, if you've got 1 or 2 5-star characters and you crack them out and you get them a bunch of resources and artifacts and upgrade their weapons, they can honestly carry you. Even in the Spiral Abyss, where it's like, oh man, it's getting really hard, they're level 100. If you put all of your resources into getting D-Luke a cracked artifact set, he'll carry your team. They will be out on the field the majority of the time doing damage. Even their basic attacks are going to hit so much harder, it's almost a liability and a DPS loss to swap to other characters. And so, really, do you need all the characters? No. All you need to do is keep them alive and maybe have their element. You know, I've got a level 50 Shang Yun here that runs up, puts down his ice and breaks some shields, and that's it. And so it's something I wanted to bring up is, even though you can buy all these characters, you can't really use them. On free-to-play, you're not going to get them at as fast a rate, and it feels like you can spend some time and resources upgrading them, because that process doesn't change. How much experience you get, how much resin you have daily, unless you're obviously spending the Primo Gems, it's pretty similar. And even if you do spend the Primo Gems, it still requires so much time that I have this pay-to-win account, and I literally can't level up all these characters. I just don't have the resources. Now, every character is going to run into a wall where you run out of quests. You're not going to have Geoculus to find, you're not going to have chests to find. And so even with the experience books that seem plenty, with the weapon upgrade materials that seem plenty, you're going to run out and you're going to have to grind. And so there's no really avoiding that. And yes, you can spend money to progress a little bit faster, but I feel like everyone is pretty much in the same boat. I think that the experience for free-to-play is so much more fun. And if I would recommend this game to anyone, I would say play free-to-play. And even if you fall in love with the game and you love it, I don't think that spending the money is going to make it a better experience. In some ways, I think that it kills the game. In some ways, I think it makes it less fun. And while you might want those awesome characters, and I understand that, I just don't know if it's worth it with the terrible rates, especially in some of the different countries that just got the price hike. This game has so much potential. As a free-to-play game, I think it is amazing. And when there are new regions, free-to-play players jumping in are going to have a great time. But I wanted to make this video because I know that there's a lot of people that do want to throw down that $50 or even $100. Chances are you aren't going to get what you want, and chances are the game isn't really going to be that much more fun. That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye.